I love it when they say this. This meeting is being recorded. Welcome to the Triana and Joan show and today we're going to talk about the new moon on April 27th in the sign of Taurus. And I think it's kind of fun to look at where did we start the year in January? What was our message? And we're going to use oracle cards as a way to understand what's happening with this particular moon and the astrology, which signs are going to feel it the most. And then I'll do oracle card readings to offer support and guidance on that journey. And so let's start off with first the new moon in Taurus. And these are Yasmin Boland's Moonology cards. And it's know your worth. And as Triana reminds us, you know, this new moon reading, it's only for a month. So you've got 4 weeks. It's a short window of time where worth is your focus. And last month in Aries, it was all about, it was fire. Go for it. Water the month before with the Pisces new moon, attuned to the divine. And in January, it was open up to change. So just kind of look at your first quarter. It was all about opening up to change. And then it was, after we're going through all these changes, attuned to the divine on that inward journey. And then the next step is taking it out, that outward journey, getting fired up, going for it. And then the wisdom of Taurus energy, Earth's energy, is know your worth. So January was all about thinking, air sign. February was the water sign, about feelings. March was in Aries, which was all about fire and emotions. And, excuse me, fire and move. God, I'm just blanked out. Going for it. And then this month is now what's an earth sign. So we've now gone through the 4 elements. From January was air, February was water, March was fire, and now we're in earth. So yeah, and they each have a very different energy. So Triana, when you think about Taurus, for example, what would you say would be a few key qualities about Taurus energy for this new moon?
Well, I love Taurus. Taurus is all about support and solidity and stability. And that's one of the reasons why Taurus people are dependable, reliable, and also very stubborn, which is a very good quality in a lot of ways, unless you're trying to talk them into something that they absolutely do not want to do. They will plant all 4s into the dirt and they will not move, no matter how you bribe them. But Taurus is a delightful sign, and steadfastness, that's Taurus.
You know, and the other, I think right up there too, I'm going to go with sensual, because as a feminine sign, I think of them, you know, with that sensual and beauty. And the people who I know who've launched multiple businesses from the ground up, many of them, they're Tauruses. And they are the king and queen to me of the spreadsheet. So when I think of Taurus, I think of money, management. And I asked my brother when he was running his company, you know, we're multi-millions, lots and lots of millions, how he would do it. And he said that he had the various departments all put on one spreadsheet, and he had one sheet of paper that he could read each day, and he would know exactly what the bottom line from each area, what was happening. And he said
Mm-hmm.
that's how he could keep up with, I mean, I can't even imagine the skills required to running a business like he did. And as a Taurus, I mean, he managed it all, but that steadfast and stubborn, I think of stubborn as so positive, stubborn to your dream, stubborn to your values, stubborn to what matters to you.
Exactly. And also, stubborn can mean knowing what you want and not compromising. But you're also right about Taurus being sensual in that way, in loving the senses and thoroughly enjoying good food, good drink, beauty, and wealth. Yes.
And about the earth, all about the earth, that
But
groundedness.
yeah.
Yeah, what did I wrote? I wrote a couple of key points I thought of too. Whenever I think of new moons, I always think of new beginnings. And then there's 4 weeks, because when you have the new moon, it's black, it's dark, it's inward. And then every day it gets a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. Then it goes to the full moon and it's full of light. And then it goes a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker till completely black. And then it's a new moon again. So over this 4 weeks, whatever it is you're working on, you have 4 weeks for it to manifest. 4 weeks that you have that light in front of you where you're moving forward. And so you can kind of play with that concept of worthiness. And one of the things that I've just noticed over the years is the connection between Taurus and the throat, the fifth chakra,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I wore a blue scarf. And I remember that one of my card teachers, Tori Hartman, did a book, and I've not really worked with it. I bought it. It's sitting on my shelf, but I'd not read it. And then this morning, meditation, Spirit just says, go grab this. So I want to do a little reading, taking advantage of the throat chakra and what is the wisdom of that for us at that time. And the card I pulled is the Knight of Coins. And I'm just going to read you just a little bit. The fifth chakra is the first chakra above the heart and therefore represents what we will or will not manifest with spirit. It indicates outcomes and it is concerned with self-expression and speech. Fifth chakra cards often depict a crossroads in life. And this is a knight. So the knights in the tarot bring action, whether or not the card depicts any movement. As fifth chakra cards, the knights show if you will take the necessary steps to create your dreams. The way you approach manifesting and magnetizing is revealed when a knight appears. In general, they establish who we are or our current intention in a reading. This has a direct influence on how we are using or not using our fifth chakra energy as a message to the universe. So, the card I pulled was the Knight brings news of material gain and implies that while progress is underway, it is yet unseen, just like the new moon, yet unseen. What the universe receives from you will bring what you energetically ask for. No more, no less. So here's a meditation. In your mind's eye, climb up onto the horse with the Knight of Coins. So I'll just give you a nice big black horse. So you climbed up onto the horse with the knight, and with him, see the material things you have created in your life. To this point, you have manifested things that are in alignment with your energy. It may be time to climb the mountain before deciding if you like the view. To follow through is a decision. Only you can change your outcome by recognizing that it is you who sends your message to the universe.
Mm.
And I think that really goes well with know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, what are we dreaming about? And again, of the dreams that you have, what, when as the light, as the moon becomes more and more illuminated each day, what dreams are you ready to bring to life? What are you willing to lighten up and bring forward?
I like that.
So that, yeah, that just, and that was wild. I have never done that one before. I've never even used that deck. So it was just curious that it was just very specific today. And with our love of horses, you know, here we have a guy in a great big black horse. Remind you anything, Triana?
Oh, yeah.
So that just felt right. So how about, do you want to talk about a little bit about anything going on in the sky around this new moon that you want to mention?
Yeah, this new moon will be aligned with, it'll be a powerful new moon because it will be aligned with Mars, which will be in the sign of Leo. So that will be a 90-degree angle, which is very energetic. And Leo is a fire sign. And then it will also be at a 90-degree angle with Pluto in Aquarius, which is an air sign. So we'll have earth and fire and air all working together. No water to balance that out. But and it will form what's called a T-square, which is where you have an opposition and then a third line coming this way, and it forms kind of a triangle. And it kind of looks like that. And so that's where the energy from this would be Pluto, this would be Mars, and then down here would be the new moon. The energy will funnel down through the new moon. So that's where this new moon will be extra powerful. And the further in we go, the more we'll discover from the energy being channeled from Pluto and Mars.
How perfect is that? As the moon gets brighter, we've done that, gone inward and have done the inner work. And then it's that inner work then lights the way forward.
Right. The more will be
And
manifest through the work that we've done during that new moon, and we'll start to see the results as the moon brightens.
yeah, and I'm just going back to the knight on the horse, you know, going up the mountain and looking, you know, from the back of the horse and looking out over the view. Do we want to choose a different view? Well, after we've gone inward, we know how we want to go outward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is cool. Okay. How about what signs would you say are going to be the most triggered by this new moon? Who's going to feel it the most?
Well, definitely Taurus, because the new moon is in Taurus. And the other three fixed signs, which are Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. So that's because of it's called a fixed T-square. So all of the fixed signs will feel it. And fixed signs are the signs that are resistant to change. That's why they're fixed. But they're also the finishers of things. And they're the ones that see things through to the end.
Okay, so let me do a reading on that and let's see. We're going to look at these cards with the idea of resistant to change, the finishers of things, and what we want to bring forward, and then with a worthy overview, what are those values? So let's pull a card for Taurus. 1 second. And I'm using Colette Baron-Reid's Spirit Animal deck for this one. So, Badger Spirit for Taurus, be fearless and bold.
Nice.
Badger. So you think about that, it's like, what do we want to dream into being? Night sky, getting brighter every day as we're moving forward, and we're Taurus energy. What's going to be the most helpful? Being bold and fearless. So now we'll go to Scorpio. Here we go, water sign. So for Scorpio, we have Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. That always kind of reminds me of like trying things on like hats. You kind of think of dreams. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like play with your dreams, see what feels best to you. And then let's go for Leo. Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Being your, no, you're sad, sorry.
Leo rising.
Right. But that dragonfly. And then look at the blue of the dragonfly. We've got blue right here for Taurus, and then for Aquarius. Lizard Spirit. Dream the world into being.
Oh, nice.
So for the fixed signs, so you can kind of think about, for all of us, this is the energy surrounding us, because everywhere we go, there's people with fixed sign energy all around us and within us at some different levels, most likely. So the areas where we're resistant to change, and yet we get things done. So what helps us? Dream the world into being. Truth transcends illusion. This and that are true, and be fearless and bold. Okay, so then let's do the earth signs. So let's see, earth signs are going to be Taurus,
Virgo.
oh, Virgo, there we go, and Capricorn.
Capricorn.
I was thinking Virgo and I was writing Libra. It's like, sorry, we're just a bit off here. I'm doing the best I can today. Okay. We're just trying to keep it together here.
Well,
Okay.
on the day that we're recording this, the planets are crazy today.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And so now the cards are wanting a shuffle. So let's see for the earth signs for Taurus. Oh, wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. And for Virgo, armadillo spirit is set healthy boundaries.
That's a good one for Virgo.
Good, 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 good. And Capricorn. Oh, the spider web. Make your dreams real. Like that.
Yeah.
Capricorn. Make your dreams real. Virgo, set healthy boundaries. Taurus, sometimes life stings. And then we go right into it's when it does, it's important that we're fearless and bold. This and that are true. And you know what? It might be when you see this dolphin card that you just think of you think of flipper or you think of playful energy or being in the water. It's not necessarily the words, it could be the color, it could be any aspect of the card. And you know, this beautiful dragonfly, look at the crown.
Mm.
And truth transcends illusion. And what were we talking about? The importance of expressing ourselves, telling the truth, you know, bringing your dreams to life through your, you know, through the throat expression. And then again, it's dream the world into being. Let me see if I had one more. Yeah, the idea of with our throat energy, it helps us speak our truth is important. And I wrote also that I think it's important to be present and self-aware. Then think of, you know, Taurus is grounded, solid, stable. Whew. How does that feel to you?
Feels great to me.
Do you think that it's kind of like a all over the place reading? Does it feel like it targeted the areas that you wanted to target?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this full moon is packed. So I think we touched on everything that it contains because it's not a simple full moon because you've got Aquarius involved coming from Pluto, and that's going to throw in a bunch of complicated little things. So of course there's going to be a little bit of extra information coming in. So you covered that really beautifully.
Oh, good. Well, and if you want to keep in touch with Triana, you down below, I've listed her website as well as her Facebook page. And she does little posts on there, you know, lets you know what's going on. And if you want to schedule a reading with her, that's an easy way to do it is either Facebook or through her website. And her email address is there. And on Monday through Friday, I do just a simple, you know, what did you call them? Oh, Triana was calling him a morning hug. It's like a minute long video. It's like a one word focus, a little inspiration to honor one of the qualities that you have.
I love those.
Oh, good, good. Well, and I post those on Instagram, but then, and then, so it also goes to my Facebook page. But then I started posting them here on YouTube. With the last new moon, that was one of my wishes. Do you think I can figure out how to do this? And am I willing to commit to something like that on an everyday basis? So now I'm doing that Monday through Friday. So if you sign up below, you'll automatically get those little short blurbs. And then also, Triana and I do the new moon and full moon podcast, this one here, twice a month. And we usually have this posted a day or two before the new or full moon. But if you've signed up, you'll get, it'll just be in your playlist. So you'll always have it. And on Wednesdays, I do an energy reading for the week that's Wednesday through Tuesday. And I'm using angel and tarot cards. I pick an overarching theme for the week. What is it that, I'm tuning into? And then it's a you pick time. So if you leave me a message, I will pull a card for you. And every week, a few friends leave a message. And then what I do is say 3 or 4 friends leave me a message, and so I'll pull a card for 3 or 4 friends. So I'll give you the chance to say, all right, pick a number between 1 and 4 before we start. So you'll end up having your own personal reading every Wednesday. And again, if you're signed up, you automatically get it, and it'll just be in your playlist, your subscription. So anything else you can think of that you want to share? Do we need a bonus card or anything? I think we need a bonus.
Let's do a bonus for the heck of it.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm wanting a different deck. Hold on.
Bonus cards are good for punctuation.
Yeah, it's just funny. I was having a hard time sorting. So this is this particular deck, Angel Tarot. And it was really funny when I was pulling cards the other day. There is one card in here that has the backing of another deck. But the inside of the card is exactly like all the other cards, but the outside is for very interesting. So I just had a jumper card.
And we have a runner.
I think we're just gonna go with it. I thought, oh my God, is this gonna be way too woo-woo for people? And then I thought, oh well, welcome to my world. We're gonna have, okay, so remember it's the color blue. 8 of air. We have 8 galloping unicorns.
Oh, I love it.
Unicorns coming right at us. And I'm going to check the guidebook, and it says, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. So I'm going to go right back to the Knight of Coins. And here you have this knight in this beautiful big black horse. And it's the idea of hop on, ask the knight for a hand up, hop on, go up to the mountain that you're on your way to. Think about any one of your dreams you're ready to bring to life and see if you need a new view. And you could be afraid to take action. That's normal. But it's like with a different view and perspective, you can, because the bottom line, the last card we pulled, dream your world into being. And I just want to read on the 8 of air. You needn't stay in your present situation if you're unhappy. Although you may feel there's no way out, look again. There are plenty of possibilities for freeing yourself from this situation in a healthy, harmonious way. First, you must feel more confident about your abilities. Believe in yourself and keep your thoughts positive right now. The key to freedom and success at this time is to see the truth of the situation and then to act with faith. Ask the knight for a hand up, climb up on the horse, go for a different view. Just saying. Additional meaning. Yeah, that being afraid to take action. But look, this is a nice, friendly knight. And that's a great horse.
I love that.
And then you've got 8 unicorns.
With all that you can lose.
I mean, we got a black horse and 8 white unicorns. Hello. Do you think we've got action? Because you think about it, to me, a horse is a symbol of freedom. And not only do you have one horse, you got 8 unicorns. I think we got movement.
We did it.
I need those bonus cards. You know, now I feel like I'm on track. I was pulling those other cards going, uh-huh, okay. And then I went, hey, Triana, I think we need a bonus card. What do you think?
That was a good one.
I love it. You know, and it's so interesting. There's one card hidden in the box. And I think it has an important message. And this one is the 5 of Earth. And, you know, we're in the Earth sign of Taurus. And I think it's our ability to ask for help.
Right. That's what the knight's for.
Yeah. And it was the wisdom to accept help from others. And so you've got a knight charging and you're that you get to ride with to see a different picture, a different view. And then you've got your 8 unicorns galloping with you, helping you move through those fears. And the secret, just like Triana said, hey, ask the knight for a hand up. The wisdom to accept help from others. Now I feel complete. How about you?
Oh, yeah.
And
asking help from others is wisdom. It isn't weakness.
And isn't it interesting that it's framed that when you ask for help, you're weak?
Yeah, I think that's really not a very nice way of looking at it. Because I mean, especially the way the world's going now, we can't get through this alone.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is that what do people love and crave is connection.
Right.
When you're helping someone, the other person feels great.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you're asked for help, you're loving the opportunity to use your skills in this way, because something that's easy for you isn't as much for the person asking you, and you get to share something that you're good at. And just like your friend has other skills that they can share with you, you know, it's that give and take. I think that's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And our next moon is a full moon in Scorpio, May 12th. So probably I'll load up the next podcast for the full moon right around May 10th. But so we have a month to manifest with this Taurus new moon. Well, this feels good. So there's a lot that we shared today. I think getting those
Yeah,
book cards helped give it a little bit of, zhuzhed it a little bit.
yeah, it did. Definitely.
All righty, so we're all set. Anything else you need to say?
Nope, I think we covered more than enough today.
Beautiful. So we both want to thank you for being with us today and hope you can join us again. And we will see you in May, if not before, when you're watching our videos. Thank you again. Bye for now and take good.
Bye.